a mindset that you enter into this day full of not only limitless opportunities, but limitless possibilities with that mindset that I can move forward toward the goals, that this could be the week that I move forward towards my dreams, but most importantly, that this week that I move forward towards those things I'm looking to achieve. I want you to hear that today because I believe that that's the superpower that we can have each and every day. That's a choice we can make. And I hope that that's a choice that you that choice that you know I deserve more, but the most importantly, the choice that I can do more. I can be more. I don't have to do the work. And I think that's the most powerful choice that we can have in our lives is that being willing, being willing to step outside of our comfort zone. But most importantly, as I like to call it moving forward Monday, that we made a decision to move forward. I want you to hear that today. Have you made a decision to move forward towards dreams? Have you been waiting for things to happen for you, not really stepping into your power? Because I have a framework for you today, and it's gonna yes, it's gonna be using our move framework. But hey, each letter is gonna mean something different. And I believe that this year isn't over. That this day is the gift. And if you're looking to move forward, it's time. It's time to find your match. I want you to get it today. Maybe you find yourself in the room of people going in the opposite direction, right? When it comes to your goals and dreams, have you matched yourself up with people that are going in the same direction? Because I found myself in a season knowing what I wanted, but I was surrounded with people that were going the opposite direction. And maybe you find yourself in that same situation, knowing you want more, but being surrounded by people who want more. And I think most is comfort. Because I got to tell you, the chairs are always more comfortable in comfort. That I'm not saying I have challenging seasons in comfort, but it's going to be very easy not to go anywhere. And maybe you found yourself at this point of the year. You're like, Sam, I haven't really found my match. I haven't really found somebody who's going to support me through the journey, who's moving in the right direction, who's doing the work around me. And I say that when it comes to this point of the year, maybe you haven't found your own match because you're supposed to be the match. It's like a matchbook, right? You have to find that resistance to get that lighter to burn. And when I think of that match, is what starts a flame. That flame turns into a fire. Can you be the match towards your goals? And think about how do we ignite that match in our lives? How do we ignite that match when it comes to our goals? How do we surround others that are going to build us, give us that same support? And I believe it comes in when you start doing the work. I think many of us are looking for people to show up for us in places that we won't even show up for ourselves. And I believe that it's time for you to be the flame in your life. It's time for you to be the person who takes that first step in your life. It's time for you to be that person in your life that believes that you could do more, but most importantly, that's willing to do the work. It's time for you to be the match in your lives. Because maybe you find yourself in a season where you're like, Sam, I want more, but I'm not doing more. Sam, I believe I can accomplish more, but I haven't really set myself around people that can win. That's a super powerful decision we get to make each and every day, that it's time to want more of your life, but most importantly, it's time to decide to be that who does more. Isn't that powerful? That what if this was that week? What if this was that month? What if this was that day? That this is where I draw that line in the sand. That I will no longer let my past hold me back. I'm not going to push on to my future. It's a bigger, better. Realize that it's up to me. It's up to you to be that match in your life. When I think of the match in our move framework, when I think of the match, I think about a flame. What is a flame? You get that matchbook, right? And there's that rough part in the road. And I think that's so truing about when it comes to our goals and dreams, right? I think many times we try to avoid the rough parts in the road, right? And when I think about the rough part on that matchbook, I think about the work. I think it's the work that we do that really ignites the flame. Isn't that so crazy when you think about that? That it's the roughest surface that makes that match ignite. If it was smooth, it wouldn't ignite. But it has to get the grip from that resistance, that matchbook has to get that grip, and then that match strikes and you light that flame. I think many of us are in lives are looking for the smooth spots in the road, right? We're looking for the areas of least resistance, but I believe nature leaves us clues. And just like that matchbook, it's the rough part of the road that ignites that match in our lives. Hey, what's up? First day, Uber 20. Debbie's in the chat. Glad you're here. I want you to hear that today. That fire starting in your life. It's time for you to be the match. It's time for you to embrace the rough parts in the road, realizing that that's going to spark the flame spark the flame towards our goal. I think it's a powerful place. We decided make a decision, but realizing that just like we have to be that spark in our lives when it comes to our goals and dreams, so we have to be that spark in our lives. Embrace the rough parts of the road to get that match to light in our lives. I know my handwriting isn't the best, but just when it comes to our life, we have to be we're gonna have to be open to change. And I think this is a hard part, right? Because what is one of our greatest human needs? To avoid pain and gain pleasure. And changes can be a really rough season, right? Isn't that so fair? Like change can be really tough, especially when your routines have to change. It's something you're like, Sam, I've been doing this, driving on the same road, eating the same sandwich, and I love it. But I believe that growth is outside of our comfort zone. Growth comes with change. And there's a lot of things in your life I need to do that aren't going to be there at the next level. And I like to think about those things of our past being anchors in our lives. I want you to think about how many anchors are you holding on to, but right? Anchors of your past. Maybe it's people, maybe it's places, maybe it's things that are no longer serving you, but you have put them on this pedestal like, this is what I need to be successful. Maybe it's those past fears, those past failures. You're holding on this chain saying that I can't really fully invest myself into my head, so I can't start over again. Maybe you had some friends that you're like, I couldn't imagine my life without them. And if I don't have them in my corner supporting me, cheering me on the way, I can make it. But see, today, I want this to be a reminder. You're going to have to start being open to opportunities, open to change, but most importantly, open to growth. I need you to hear that today because maybe you're wanting more, but not doing the work for more, but you're not really open for growth. So you find yourself in these challenging seasons stuck, past, stuck wishing for the future, but most importantly, a scary place, stuck not doing the work. And that can be scary because I found myself there. I don't come to you as somebody who hasn't gone through these challenges. I come from you from a place where I did everything the same way. I look for things to be intense, but it was like, I wanted everything to be this certain way. I realized that if I was wanting to grow, I was going to have to let go. I need you to hear that today because that just might be the very thing. I want you to start taking inventory of some of the things you're holding on to that are no longer serving you. So you might be holding on to things that are really holding you back towards your next. And when I get to our next part, is right here of our move framework today. It's time for you to be the victor in your life. Because we live in a world, hey, Jesus, the Roman and Nolan team. Roman and Nolan team, welcome to live. Glad you're here. Jesus loves you too, friend. I'm glad you're here. I want you to hear the time. It's time to be the victor in your life. We live in a world that tells us we need to be the victim. When it comes to job, when maybe, but it's a moment that I decided to be the victor, things change. See, that victim mindset sounds like, why me? The victim mindset is like, it's their fault. See, the victim mindset is always pointing the finger at everyone else but yourself. But I realized the greatest thing I ever gave myself was the power to be the victor, power to embrace the setbacks, knowing that I want to say this, the most powerful thing you can do is when you decide to be the victor in your life, just to take ownership of your challenges, ownership of the setbacks, that's where things change. You see, many people are finding themselves pointing the finger at everyone else and wondering why they're stuck there. I think the biggest ankle you will ever find in your life, the victim of the anchor of the victim. Because when you become the victim in your life, your goals are dictated by everyone else. Your dreams are dictated by everyone else. So time to step into your goals, your dreams with that victory. My victor. The victor takes accountability. The victor does the work. The victor knows that even though times are challenging, I'm going to have to keep showing up because that's where real change happens. I need you to hear that today. That real change happens when you decide to take ownership. You need to decide to take control of your destiny. When you decide to believe. And now we're going to get into our last part of our move framework is E. E. All right, guys, I'm working with a board here. I know my handwork is getting better. So now we realize we got to find that match to start our flame. We got to be open to change. We're going to have to be the victor in our life. We're going to have to eliminate. See, there are going to be some things in your life, like I said, we have to be open to change. To start eliminating some tasks. See, it's time to start eliminating things. I think this is the hardest thing that I ever had to do. Start to eliminate the things that aren't really going to push me towards my goal. And I'm going to be honest, this is the most uncomfortable thing in your life because there's so many things around you that you just hold it. You don't even know why. Somebody told you it was safe. Somebody told you that this is as good as it gets. You need to settle because you'll never find anything better than that. But I need you to hear this today. See, I found myself at a crossroads. I was feeling stuck at a job that no longer allowed my purpose. See, I always knew that I wanted more, but the thought of taking that leap felt overwhelming and still, and it changed the course of my life. Transformation comes not from wishing for change, but it comes from defining success, fueling your energy, and acting decisively. I need you to hear this today. The success, fueling and acting decisively. But I realized I was going to have to eliminate some of those tasks that no longer serve me anymore. Because the truth is, there's actually somebody out there that enjoys those things that you dread. And when you decide to eliminate those tasks that no longer serve you, it frees up time for those things that matter the most. And I think it's the most powerful decision you can make is eliminating those things that no longer serve you. I want to share something that I heard today. I believe we live in a world where, you know, you maybe heard this quote, judging a book by its cover. But I want to tell you this if you haven't heard this lately. There's more to you than what meets the eye. I need you. There's more to you than what meets the eye. See, maybe you find yourself listening to the limitations you've allowed others to place on you. Maybe it's been a mentor. Maybe it's even been a parent. I don't even today what meets. See, there's books in you that have never been written. There's businesses that have never been built. There's thoughts, ideas that God has placed inside your heart, knowing that you can be created. I want you to also hear this today, is that you're stronger than you think, that you're powerful than you think. But most importantly, the world has great things for you. So I hope you step into this power today, realizing that the gift is you. The gift to this world is you. The gift to this world is your dreams. This gift is you deciding that I'm going to keep going forward no matter what. You decide forward. When you decide to keep showing up when times get tough, when you decide that it's not over until I win, I believe that's where things really change. So, hey, friends, I'm super thankful you guys are here, whether you for a minute, a second, or even just for right now. My name is Sam. I'm actually, a mindset and wellness coach here in Central Texas. I would love to connect with you. I'd love to be that person that spreads daily motivation, daily inspiration, and maybe give you some motivational frameworks to change life. I realize that each day is an opportunity of growth, and I would love to be for you to be a part of my journey. So, yeah, thank you so much for your time. If you done that conversation, maybe something you learned. Share this with someone that could benefit. But realize this today, friends, that time to move forward. Forward is up to you. It's up to you stepping to that belief in your, knowing that it's time for me to be that match in my life, to be that person that sparks that flame. But realizing that challenge, adversity isn't something to avoid, but it can be the very thing that starts the flame in your life. Take care. So much for the dramatic ending. Take care, you guys. I appreciate you guys, whether it was a minute, a second, or a day. You guys are awesome. Take care.